Yo, Christmas special, deep chat with Matt. So I thought, because everyone's so busy and stressed out at Christmas time, or if you're out like me and my missus, definitely busy. So I thought I'd make a little deep chat with Matt video about some simple financial education. Now, I'm no expert, but I have spent a lot of time with experts and learning from experts because, let's face it, finances are a big part of our lives. So, now we all know how big a deal finances are in our lives. And to say otherwise is just ridiculous, right? Oh yeah, and by the way, I can't answer to any comments because the camera's over there and I'm over here, so whatever you put, I'll just have to reply afterwards. So my main thing in life is freedom. Now, I'm sure we would all love freedom. We would all love to be free in any way that we can, right? So, what kind of things do we need which would allow us to be free? Now, being free is obviously subjective to each person. Everyone has the different interpretation of freedom, right? But I'll just draw some on here. I've got a little whiteboard. Hope you enjoy this little whiteboard. So, for example, to me, freedom would be choice. Now, if you disagree, comment at bottom, but obviously I can't reply yet, okay? Freedom, I don't know, maybe love. We finally loved. We finally got that love that we craved so much from as mums and dads when we were little. Time. Possibly. Definitely time, because that's the only thing that we have a limited amount of. Food. If you could just eat what you wanted when you wanted. Now, where does the freedom part come in? So, if we wanted any of these things, this is just my list here. Obviously, the list can be bottomless. Some of these things you need money for, unfortunately. What do we need money for? Do you need money for love? Probably not. If you want love, give love, you get it back. Real love though, not that pretend stuff. Time. Well, you can't buy time, in theory. Technically you can't buy time. Choice. You need money if you want to have choice. If you live in a capitalistic society like England or America, for instance, or France, or wherever it is you might watch this video. Do you need money for food? I think so. It'd be nice if we could all grow our own crops, but we can't. So we need to buy food with money, which is unfortunate, which has been cleverly engineered. So if we need money, what do we do to get money? We have a job, right? We all have a job, or most of us have a job. Some people don't have a job and get lots of money. But we'll say no more about that. So, basically what I'm saying is money is just a tool. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just a tool that we use to buy things. It's a value exchange, nothing more than that. So it's like, to whinge about money, to say money's evil, is like saying a screwdriver's evil or a hammer. It's just nonsensical. How people use money can be evil, right? So that's up to, that's up to the person using it. Can also be very good too, but it's nothing more than a tool. So here's the financial education part, right? There's a thing called the cash flow quadrant. Now people, the whole westernized world, or the capitalistic world, even the people out in the Far East who have nothing to do with Western civilization, they still love American dollars. So whatever anyone says, people want money, right? So let's just clear that up, right? So the cash flow quadrant. There's 4 ways that people earn money on the planet. You've got employees, okay, children. You've got specialists or small businesses. If you own your own business, you might be a consultant, you might be a doctor, that kind of thing. You're probably likely to earn more money. You are the expert, you are the specialist. Then you have what's known in the business world as a business owner. And I think that is either 100 employees or more, or 500 employees or more, something like that. But the point is, you have a business that turns over when you're not there. So, let's just say, for instance, Ray Kroc, McDonald's. I think there's about 37,000 franchises around the world. Ray Kroc's dead, but McDonald's carries on pumping customers out, pumping ready-made hamburgers out every single second, every single day. I think they make about 67 million a day in profit. That's what you call a business, right? So you don't actually have to be there to be a proper business owner. And then the last one is investor. Now, 97% of the world are on the left side of the quadrant. So the reason why they're on the left side, or the reason why 97% of the world is on the left side, either an employee or a small business owner, specialist, sole trader, whatever you want to call it, is because they have to exchange their time for money. So we have to be there, we've got to work to earn money. Totally fine. I do it. You probably do it as well, right? So if you're an employee, you earn your money in this quadrant. If you're self-employed, now this is self-employed, being self-employed is great, and if you're brave enough, you take the leap into being a self-employed specialist or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, you can earn more money, but it's actually not all it's cracked up to be. But there you go. There's a lot of there can be a lot of pressure as well. And this quadrant here, these are the ones that are taxed the most. Literally, run ragged with tax, unless you're very clever and you know how to play the tax game, right? So most people who have a business would agree it'd be nice if you don't have to be there to earn money. In fact, if you're an employee, let's just go back to the freedom bit at the beginning. If you could, you would get paid money without working. Anyone who says otherwise is lying out of their ass. So let's just clear that one up right now. Nobody loves to work for money. People can love the job. I love my job as a firefighter. I love it. But sometimes you have to be there and you just don't want to be. But why do we go? So we can get paid to pay his bills. Simple. So if we could get paid by not doing anything, we need to make the leap into this one here, right? Into the right side of the quadrant. Now, the right side of the cash flow quadrant, the 3%, they actually own or earn 80% of the world's wealth, or thereabouts. Now, all the little details like the exact percentages, I don't really care, so if you want to correct me, that's fine. I recommend do your own research on all of this stuff, but I recommend actually doing research on it, because just floating through life without learning about money, even though it's one of the biggest parts of his lives, is just ridiculous, right? So, if you're on right side at quadrant, you're one of the 3%ers. Now, you're earning money when you're not there all of a sudden. So those things that create freedom, you have money coming in when you're not actually there, you're not actually physically there earning it. So now you've got more time on your hands. Now you can afford to go on holiday whenever you want. Now you can afford to eat whenever you want. Now you can afford to order food in, have a nutritionist order all your food in, and have a chef cook it for you. It's freedom. That's the way I look at it. Not everyone wants that. I would like that, if possible, but, you know, so I also like cooking too, but that's just me, right? So now you're in this right-hand side of the quadrant. Here's the thing. You can actually earn money as a B, as an E, as an F, S. And the final thing, once you start earning money, and once that money starts coming in when you're not there, you might still have a job. You might have your own business on the side selling T-shirts on Amazon that people are just buying whilst you're asleep. You're starting to earn money when you're not there now. And as that profit comes in, instead of spending it on liabilities like cars that people can't afford, or, you know, fancy holidays that we spend all year earning to go on just for 2 weeks of a break. All these liabilities that we're spending, pumping our money on, fancy clothes, all this stuff. If we could just hold back that desire and that emotional need to have things that actually don't really make you happy, and put it into investments, now that those investments start to grow more money, and you can pump it back into your business, and then which generates more money, which you put into your investments, and so on and so on. And eventually, you're creating a lot of money without actually doing very much. Now, it sounds easy, it's very difficult, and I'm working on this at the moment. It takes time. Everyone's different. Some are very strong, some are leaders, some people are very good at selling. Everyone has their own skills. Me personally, you know, I'm on my own journey. And you know, the way I see it is, if I'm going to live to 120, yeah, if I live to 120, I've got another, 80 years left nearly. So what am I going to do with that time? What am I going to do for my family as they get older? My kids might not understand this kind of stuff. They might not want to do this kind of stuff. So I'm taking the burden on my shoulders to learn it and do it now, so that they don't have to. Or at least I can rest easy in myself knowing that I've done everything I can for my family. It don't happen overnight. But the point is, if you get on the side of the 3%ers, you're getting a slice of 80% of the wealth in the world. Or we can stay on the left-hand side, which is absolutely fine, because I'm there as well, right? Me and my wife are on this side. We're splitting 20% of world's wealth between us all. I know which side I'd rather be on. So thus concludes today's Deep Chat with Matt. It's a financial education lesson. There's lots and lots of ways to learn. I suggest that you go out and do your own research. But until next time, children, I will see you again, and I wish you all a very, very